Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're talking about relationships in lockdown, so stay tuned. Okay, so I'm sitting here with Maritina.
Hello.
My partner in crime, and we're talking about relationships in lockdown because we kind of met each other in lockdown, but we met a lot of other people in lockdown as well that we're not in touch with anymore. And it's just a very interesting phenomenon about how you cling to each other in quarantine and when you're isolating and when you can't meet anyone else. And then things either work out very well or very badly. So I've seen both, and I've seen my friends struggle with a lot of the same things as well, because we all met each other in lockdown. And I think it's just a very nice thing to talk about. So we decided to put on face masks. Look at you being a beauty YouTuber. Put on a face mask and enjoy a chat while we do that. So yeah, let's get into it.
With tea and hot chocolate.
With tea and hot chocolate, because Maritina doesn't like tea, which is very weird if you ask me. But
Just hot chocolate is superior.
True. How does it look?
It looks very good.
Nice. You look amazing as well. We just look like ghosts. Okay, I hope I still look into the camera, by the way. If not, fuck me. Wait, I can actually put my glasses on this, I think. Yeah, okay. It still works. Love this.
Where do you want to not get the piercing?
Oh yeah, the piercing. Okay. So, what do you think about relationships in lockdown? Like, you've kind of met your boyfriend in lockdown.
Yeah.
Do you think it has brought you closer?
Definitely. I think it was a very interesting experience because I didn't think that I would experience that in that specific way.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because it was my first time having a boyfriend.
Yeah.
So I think it made things easier,
Mm-hmm.
but it made some things a bit more complicated. Like we didn't have backstory, we were flatmates. So
We all were
we were all flatmates. So it was a bit like, because you had the other person so close to you,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes it was hard focusing on other things.
Do you think it has brought you closer together?
Yeah, I would say so, because we kind of had to, because of the position that we were
Mm-hmm.
and the situation that we were in, we had to like skip many steps. And like when you are together with a person every day, it's just the process goes on like a lot faster.
Yeah.
We were friends before, so like we knew each other like pretty well
Yeah.
before we got into that situation. But like for me personally, because I had never been in a relationship, I mean neither did my boyfriend as well, but like I think maybe it was good for me that I was in lockdown with
Mhm.
my boyfriend.
Yeah. Because you were kind of confronted with it and you couldn't run away from it, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we just all got to know each other so intimately in a way that like you would never have in any other way. And we only had each other. And obviously we were in our bubbles, but these bubble people were strangers kind of. And then they became our closest friends because they just happened to be there. So the question is, did we actually choose each other? I'm not talking about your relationship, by the way. I'm talking about our friendship group. Did we actually choose each other, or did we just happen to be there? That is one of the big questions. And I think now that lockdown is over, we've noticed that we clung so much onto each other that some relationships actually don't work in that way.
Yeah.
And you actually notice that those circumstances were unique and that you sometimes maybe don't even get along.
Yeah. Like I definitely agree in that part. I think I wouldn't blame us for anything in that part because it was something completely new. Like who would have thought that we would ever experience a pandemic?
Yeah.
Like I just never thought it would happen.
Yeah.
Like it was just very hard. No, it wasn't hard. It was something completely new.
Yeah.
That you were just on your own way trying to find what works for you.
Yeah.
But also because you didn't have a lot of contact with anyone.
And I mean, our families are not here. We're studying abroad. We literally studied abroad in a pandemic when it all started. And then hard lockdowns came and we only had each other. I think we chose to not see some things that we would have seen in other circumstances because we didn't want to see them.
Yeah.
Like, it's really interesting to me because I've had this pattern before lockdown as well. So I was like, this is a me problem. But then I saw the same thing happening to my other friends that have had friendships within the lockdown. And I think it's actually a phenomenon. I think it's not an us problem, but it's something that just happened. Maybe you notice how well you function with some people in these extreme moments and how you don't work at all with some people.
Yeah, I think in a sense we were in survival mode. We were far away from our countries, we were alone, we didn't really know anyone. So it was like, oh, that's a potential friend. Like, I need to make friends.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, I think...
Yeah. Do you think you felt alone in lockdown?
Not really, no. I would say I felt really alone when I first came here and I had to self-isolate for 14 days.
Mm-hmm.
That was a very interesting experience that I had to go through. You didn't have self-isolate, right?
No.
The first time?
Yeah,
No.
the first time I didn't.
Like, it was very, very interesting because I literally came to a new country. I mean, I had been before to Scotland, it wasn't my first time. But still, like, I've never been to Stirling. Then I come to the university, never been. I'm going into my accommodation, something completely new. I meet like my flatmates there, and then I just have to self-isolate for 14 days to a small room.
Yeah.
It was just interesting. I think I learned a lot about myself, but I was also in very dark. I had some very dark moments.
Yeah. I think I felt lonelier when we came out of lockdown and we had friendship problems than when we were in lockdown, which is fascinating to me.
Yeah, I would say in the last few months I had felt really, really lonely. Yeah, because I think I had like coming out of lockdown and getting into a sort of new life.
Yeah.
It just brought issues that I just didn't want to face. That it was just, I felt really lonely at times.
Yeah. I think it's also that we as a friendship group just clung to each other, and then we saw some parts that were very uncomfortable of each other because we were constantly in the same space.
Yeah.
And when you're just superficially friends with someone and grab, like, I don't know, a coffee once every 2 weeks and then meet each other in parties and stuff, through these extreme moments you just get to see who really fits and who doesn't, and that is fine. Also, obviously, now that we're not in lockdown, we have more opportunities to meet other people. I think that is a part as well.
Yeah, I think still I struggle a lot with that, because coming out of like a nearly 2 years of like lockdown and being in a lockdown mode of like, you know, I can't really go out, I need to be careful and all that. Like, I'm still trying to understand what works for me.
Yeah.
And how I can make friends and what kind of friends I want. Because it was just like, it became such a normal thing, like the lockdown. So I'm not even sure how am I supposed to go at it.
Yeah. I think my social battery loses a lot of power quicker, sorry. And with me, it's hard for me to make the bridge from, okay, we're just starting to be friends and we're close friends and I actually like that you get close to me. I think for me to find the middle or to transition smoothly is hard for me, because sometimes I don't know how much I can tell you about me or how much I should keep to myself, because obviously through hurt you're also like, whom should I trust? Like, it's hard to find a balance, in my opinion. But the option of not trusting anyone anymore it really stinks. So I don't think that is an option. I think no matter how much your heart breaks, you should be brave enough to get your heart broken again. Because you can always heal, but the opportunity to meet someone amazing and make a best friend or make a really cool person, like get them into your life, is just, it's worth it. I've seen with many of our friends that we're all kind of experiencing the same thing in different shades, because we're all different, but we are going through a lot of similar things. And it's fascinating to see.
Maybe it just happened for us to go through some things, and I believe that it was very personal.
Yeah.
And it was one of a kind type of situations. Like, but then we started seeing other people having like almost the exact same problems and very, very similar patterns, which in a sense obviously it sucks, but it was a bit like, oh, so I'm not the only one.
It's kind of uniting, and I think our generation especially is very scarred by the whole pandemic, and I think that this will go through for a long time. Also, we as a generation just have a lot of mental health issues. I don't know if we're the first generation to be very open about it, or if we actually have more issues, but either way it is uniting as well, and it's kind of sad to see, and those things have been heightened by the pandemic.
I think it's good that we have a transition period of like, you know, going slowly into normal, but it's also hard because like it was so intense that I can hardly remember like who I was before lockdown.
It's so interesting. I actually don't know. Some things just feel like a fever dream. I just hope that we can all feel like we're not alone, and like I think it's a huge opportunity to actually now see who fits with me, whom do I want in my life, not because I feel obliged to or because I feel like we just happen to be there, but whom do I choose to have in my life because I love them and I love their energy and all of that, because I love their company. And that is, I think it's so beautiful to be chosen.
Yeah.
I think everyone wants to be like, you need me or something like that, but I think it's more beautiful to be chosen.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think you said it perfectly.
Thank you. Okay, so our faces are hydrated now.
You're glowing. I love it. I feel my skin feels really nice.
Yeah, I agree. It's way better. Skincare once a year, that's enough for me, in my opinion. We can repeat this next year.
Next year.
Yeah.
2023. In February 2023.
Yeah, it's a date
again. Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, I had a blast talking about failed and successful relationships. Yeah. Love you.
Love you too.
Thanks for tuning in.
Bye guys. Mwah.